Hi, I'm Libby. I am a married working mom with two college-age girlies. I was producing at one of the big TV networks for the past 16 years, interviewing Hollywood's biggest stars, Angela Bassett, Susan Sarandon, Rob Lowe, and huge producers like Ryan Murphy. It was amazing, right up until they showed me the door.
Hi, I'm Corie. I am a wife, a mom of two teen boys, and an actress in LA. I work on mostly episodics, everything from Desperate Housewives and How I Met Your Mother to more recently 911 Lone Star, Good Girls, The Rookie. I have one kid in college, and the other I think has demoted me to part-time. So for the first time since I was 7 years old in Wichita, Kansas, doing plays, I am faced with the unfamiliar question of, do I still love this work? Or has the dream expired? I'm a rudderless boat, and I did not expect this storm.
Hey everyone, I'm Jill. I am a writer and author. I have worked on shows from That 70s Show to House to Numbers. I worked with some of the most iconic and powerful film directors and producers in Hollywood, like James Cameron. And then I decided to hit pause on all of it to raise my kids, fully expecting Hollywood to welcome me back with open arms 18 years later. And spoiler alert, they did not. So I'm an example of how when you try to pivot or restart, it really isn't graceful. It's more like a full body wipeout.
When you got a passion, been on for so long, and everything around you starts to go wrong, gotta keep your head up.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. So what were we talking about before?
We started talking about, and I think it's the big conversation, what do I want
Right.
to do next?
Right.
How do I find it? What does this mean?
What
right?
does
So
this mean?
if we're all in different places, but the same place, right?
Right.
We're all sort of at this place where we're like, well, I don't know. I mean, I liked what I did, but I don't think I want to do it anymore. Like network television.
Yeah.
And
It's not fulfilling me like it did, or
well,
No.
it used to be fun, and
It's
now
not fun anymore.
it's
That's
like
not
the
fun.
Titanic.
No matter
Everyone's
what
running
it
for
is.
the exits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what business you're in, I believe that businesses change and
Yeah.
shift and
Yes.
transform.
Completely.
And
you're either
that is
ahead
And
yeah.
or
either yes.
And that's an
Yes.
opportunity to recalibrate, I think.
Totally.
Where you go,
100%.
what is my place in this business or in this endeavor worthwhile?
Do I wanna be here?
inspiring?
And do I want to be
Yeah.
here?
Is this fun
Yes.
anymore? Is this what it used to be? Is this what I thought when
Do
I
you feel
started?
a little bit like an asshole saying, "Is this still fun?" I
Yes.
sometimes feel like an
Oh,
Do
asshole.
you? Why do you
completely.
feel like an
Well,
asshole?
there are
Because
people who
it's
don't
your-
get to
yeah,
do that.
that's
It's
true.
your
That's
job.
true. That's
It's
true.
your job, and I want to say 99% of people don't consider their job fun.
No.
But
No, it's a job.
My dad was
right.
Yeah.
a construction worker.
Yeah.
And he worked 10 to 12 hours a day and came home with tar all over him.
Yep.
So I always feel like an asshole when I'm like, well,
This
this
isn't
isn't
fun.
fun.
When you said
Yeah.
that just now, I was like, well, who the fuck gets to have fun at their job?
But,
yeah.
but
that's
you know
true.
what? We're lucky enough to at least dream to that.
Yeah.
Nobody dreams
Right,
about
right.
having tar
That's
all
true.
over their
That's true.
arms.
And I got to say, I think that I through the entire course of my career, once I kind of knew what I was doing, probably had fun in maybe one in every 5 gigs.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have a girlfriend who wanted to be an actress, ended up not being an actress. Has an amazing career doing something else now, but we knew each other when we were young, and it was her dream, And then when I actually started working, she would say to me after every job, she'd go, "Oh my God, did you have fun?"
It's not fun.
How
It's
many
my job.
times?
Yeah.
How many times have I said to her,
I don't think I asked you that ever.
no? But
hope
other,
not.
sometimes other people that it's just the outside view is different.
Yes,
Yes.
completely.
And I
Completely.
don't tell her it wasn't
So
fun.
fun.
It was. I had a moment of inspiration,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
3 jobs ago, that one was fun. 'Cause
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
and the vibe on the set was great.
Yes.
Whatever it may be
Right.
in your job, sometimes it's fun, but that I feel like that's not usually the goal for people. It's
If-
like, does it pay
I mean,
well?
if
Right.
you're
Do I have
lucky-
a paycheck?
Are you
You're
not being
getting
abused?
Do I have? Are you not being abused?
Yeah.
Well, that's a big one.
If you're lucky and you have a fun job,
Yeah.
Right.
30% of it is fun, and 70% of it
Maybe.
is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
freaking
And that's
work.
if you love it.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky
Yeah.
enough to land in a spot where you're doing something you love, wow.
Yeah.
Relish every single day.
Completely.
Because you're getting
Yeah.
paid to do something you love. But I wonder, like, if I had this theory of like, once I start getting paid to do what I love, the paycheck took away. It became
Mm.
work all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Really?
weird?
Oh,
Swear to
that's
God. I was like,
funny.
oh, now I feel like I have to deliver.
The pressure's
and
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pressure's on.
I was like, I
yeah.
can't just like fuck around my apartment or like,
Yeah,
you know,
that
takes
pretend
a
like I
real,
know what I'm
like-
Yeah.
doing. I actually have to know what I'm doing.
That takes a real adjustment in
It
Yeah.
mentality.
really does, but
Yeah.
then you encounter and then you pick up. Like I always think about the women and the people that I pick up along the way. You guys,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you know,
Well, that's the
now-
best part.
That's the best.
That's the
part.
it's the only part I miss from my
Yeah.
other job. Yes. Like literally
misses
there are
none of
like
it.
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
people I miss from
Name them.
the
No,
unknown.
I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
I can name them right
Are they
now.
still employed?
Carol.
Go.
Carol, hi Carol.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like the
Yeah.
rest of it is just, you know, whatever. It's
But I
And
think
now
that's
that
why
you
we're
have
here.
a little distance,
yes.
Right.
I remember talking to you and you were like, yeah, there were a lot of times that I was like not happy there.
Yeah.
So
You
I see it as a
realize
gift?
just
Can I see
how
it?
Is it a gift
often,
yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
It definitely is, but you know, you miss parts of it too when your life is so based on you get there, you have certain, you know, creative that you're going to do, you know, there are certain
yeah.
exercises that you get to
Yeah.
do, and they're fun exercises
Right.
sometimes.
Right.
And I don't care what you're
And they're
doing.
fun.
If you have an expectation of that job,
Yeah.
you are looking 5 years
You
down
are,
the road.
of
or
course
something.
Totally.
you are.
And that,
Totally.
and that when that is like
Suddenly stopped.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
put to
Yeah.
death.
Yes.
Put
Then
to
you're
death.
like-
Murdered.
Yes, yes.
But
when
it's
that
good
is
news.
slaughtered
Murdered
in front
in
of
a
your
small
eyes.
town,
And you have
Yes,
24
yes.
hours to vacate. I
Not
mean,
even really,
Yeah.
but you
Not
know,
even,
that's
yeah.
if you're coming
It's
back.
ridiculous.
But okay, so here I am,
Yeah.
unemployed, and sort of figuring it out. And what do we do next, right?
That's
For me,
the question.
I really sat down and sort of thought, okay, what do I want to do?
Right.
Like if I was starting all over again, which I am, and I got to choose what
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah,
do. What
yeah.
would I want to do? And this was something
Right.
I really wanted to do. Like we all talked about it.
Oh yeah.
And it was, I mean, I feel very lucky to be able to be with smart, interesting,
Oh,
funny, fucking gorgeous women who like,
wouldn't that
you
be
know,
great?
I need you to follow me. Can you follow me
That'd be great.
everywhere I go?
Because I have a girlfriend that I could recast in
Yes.
this part, and you'd be
Oh my
set.
God, me too.
Yeah, right.
not
let's go get-
ever. But how great is it that we get to do this? Like
Yes.
even just the talking about it.
Yeah.
This could go to hell in a handbasket, but
Right.
even the
Likely. No, I'm
the
kidding.
effort at it. How
Right.
lucky are we to be able to do that? And
We are very privileged we get to be able
How-
to do this.
yeah.
Yes.
and we're willing to fail. And that was the thing I hated about my last job is the fear of failure. And that's
Right.
always the death of creativity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like when you're so afraid
Yes.
of failing, you're
Yeah.
not willing to extend yourself. And we're willing to
Yeah.
be fucking assholes.
Totally.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
just
I have to say that is something that really inspired me about, well, I want to say, really encouraged me about this medium in general, but specifically
Yeah.
this threesome, you know,
yeah.
is that,
That's a hot word, but go ahead.
right?
Different podcast,
I
Corie.
know, I
Different
know.
podcast.
We're just going to keep
TikTok.
It'll probably be a
TikTok.
huge
TikTok.
hit.
Yeah, yeah.
This one might not, but that
Right,
one will.
that one will
Okay.
be great.
Continue.
Um,
Continue.
is what encouraged me about this is that we are all so willing and honestly, I got to say, the people we surround ourselves with, I think
Yes.
also
Yeah.
possess this. But the truth telling, fucking
Yeah.
A, lay
The
it out.
truth
Yeah.
telling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what
because
I'm going
that's
to do
like-
next. I don't have
right.
shit figured out.
No.
And I still feel like I'm going through an identity crisis. No one told me that was going to happen. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's-
don't know
Well,
what I'm
and
doing.
well,
it's
because
that,
you are
and
about
it's
7 different people.
Yes.
just so you
I
know.
am.
Absolutely.
So
That is
I don't
true.
think the identity crisis
It's a new
is going
thing.
anywhere
I
think that's gonna
I've
stick
really
around
just committed to that.
because you've
Yes.
got several different skills. that you got to try to weave
I get
together.
to figure out which one I feel
And
like
you're
right.
super enthusiastic about each and every one.
That is
Everyone.
true, but maybe that's not a good thing.
It's the
It's
best
I wish I
thing.
didn't love
Are
all
you
these
kidding?
things. I guess.
So whichever
Yeah.
presents itself, throws
Yeah.
itself in your lap.
But
can
you
take it and
guys-
run
You're
with
like
it.
the
I'm not
Sybil of
25.
careers.
She's the symbol of careers.
I see purple people. No, but the humor in that is, yes, I have all these things I love to do, but ladies, I'm not 25. No one's going, yeah, I'll take you. I'll take you on.
Oh, you know,
I'll totally give you an opportunity.
that's so sad because for me,
So
they're
sad.
just lining up.
It's so
I mean,
sad.
women of my age, like,
Right.
I've had like, let's see, how many answers to job queries? Oh, zero.
Zero.
How about when you were
Zero.
given a script and they're like, we really would love for you to be a part of this. Here, read this story. It's really great. You read it and you go, oh, wow. Okay, this is great. And then they're like, by the way, on page 52, those few lines, the mother of the bride, that's you.
But aren't you like a Christian
And-
racist too? Is the mother of the bride?
Always.
Always?
I
Like,
always have to play
white
yes,
Christian
yes,
racist.
Yes,
That's
And
a good
maybe
role.
that's
There
just
you go.
the Midwest. You know, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I definitely am typecast.
And
Yeah.
and this is why
Or
ne-
country club
and by
Or
the
a
way,
country club bitch. There
this
you
is
go.
on.
why ne-
Yeah.
But then I was thinking about, like, I was talking to my oldest son who's going off to college next year, and I was thinking about, you know, we're going into college, find what you love to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embrace it, you
Yep.
know, and if follow that. Well, yeah, I can follow it until the world is like, hey, how old are you? Are you going through menopause? Yeah, we're done. We're
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're good.
Oh,
You can
tell the
play a
story
Christian
about
with-
your job interview.
Oh yeah, I won't give the company, but it's a really amazing organization, and it didn't really pay anything, but I thought I really want to be a part of this. I'm overqualified in my mind, apparently, not theirs. Overqualified, had a great interview, and at the end of it, this sweet young guy on the phone asked, now tell me again, when did you graduate from college? And I was like, there it is. There it is. Never got a call back.
Wow.
Didn't get it.
When
And-
did you graduate?
Oh, like
Not where
2014.
did you graduate from?
No,
What did you
when?
Yes,
study?
exactly.
When did you
When?
graduate? Like, as if. But so
Just,
then,
just you know,
just-
shit, like nothing
Because you
to do
sound
with
like
anything.
you have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
do you need a nap? Do you need to take a break?
Right.
Are you having a hot flash? I was having a hot flash actually, in the middle of the interview. It was horrible.
Of course.
It was horrible.
Was
Like,
it
I
on
might be
Zoom?
now. I might be now. If I keep messing with my hair, I'm dying. I'm dying. But that gets me to the idea of, you know, where do we all fit? And we're not the only ones taking hikes with girlfriends or trying to figure out our next gig.
You
because,
might be the only one taking hikes with girlfriends.
Well, I'm not really by myself. So usually I'm alone and I'm going, what am I doing? But, you know, it's the idea of, you know, the do-over, the thing
Yeah.
that you and I talked about. Oh,
Yeah.
and getting back to Dylan, talking
Yeah.
about find out what you love to do. But, you know, at a certain point, you are lucky enough to do what you love to do. And I think that's why when I called you and we talked about this podcast and I reached out to you, I was like, let's do something we love. Let's just be with each other
Yeah.
and figure
Well,
this
you
shit
know what
out
they
together.
say. You know, I mean, it's this is very a well-known quote, but they always say, you know, if you're doing something you love, you never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right. That's true.
So I'm
and well, apparently I'm not working ever again. So, you know.
Well, that's okay.
And
Well,
it's
that's okay.
fine.
we found your purpose.
We did.
Yeah.
My purpose.
Yeah,
to
we
have a
found it.
threesome on a. Oh, wait. Different
Yeah.
podcast. Different podcast.
So, okay, so what does the second act look like?
Exactly.
If we're nervous, right? And I think most people are like just the word second act is like, okay, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, but you know what?
What is
Something about it is shinier and better than midlife.
Yeah, oh,
There
for
you
sure.
go.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my
you
God.
say- I mean,
Midlife, you
totally.
might as well just say you're invited to the
And
funeral.
it's just
Yeah.
the middle, man.
Yeah.
And you,
I mean,
and
it's
you
not,
aren't pertinent anymore. To
I'm
Yeah.
not going to
society.
live to 100.
Right.
I'm sure I'm not going to live. So maybe not.
You might.
Halftime, maybe halftime is
you know
not
what? No.
50.
No.
But
Yeah.
regardless, you know, you don't want to do, you guys know when I was considering doing something else and I'm like, I just don't know what that is, you know,
Yeah,
and my kids don't necessarily need me like they needed me before. You know, I sit on my porch every morning and I have my coffee or my chai or whatever. And I really like to watch the birds.
I love it.
Don't fucking laugh at me.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
I really like to watch the birds. And I'm like, maybe I could be like a birder. That's what they're called, right?
A
They're called
birder?
birders.
Are they?
Yes.
They're actually called birders?
They are.
Oh,
Wow.
I've researched this because
I'm really impressed.
one day I actually considered
researched.
this. I was like, okay, maybe I'm a birder. I know two
It's
or
your
three
calling.
types of birds.
There you go.
2 or 3 types. I could learn the other ones, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
but I love
my
the bird feeder by the window.
binoculars.
Tell that is
Yeah.
the funniest.
Well, really.
Okay.
Okay. So I did. At that day, I got sort of inspired, but then I'm like, I'm not 85. I don't need to sit and watch birds yet. Not that there's anything wrong with 85 if
Yeah.
you're still going strong,
Nope.
but I will not be. I'm saying that right
Right.
now, right at 85.
Right.
Yeah. But I was like, well, my husband, thank God, is like workaholic, right? And so I have the option, I guess, to just like be a single income family, and I will watch the fucking birds. And I'm like,
I love it.
what is wrong with me?
There's
And
nothing.
I ordered
There's nothing.
this lucite, this really cool bird feeder that I saw. I don't know. The ad probably popped up on Instagram because
It's
you just
listening.
think something
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's on your
It's
fucking
listening.
phone that
It's
day,
true.
right? So we'll get into that another time. But I was like, oh my God, that's cool. It's suction cups to your window. So you don't even have to be outside and be wrestling with the elements.
LA weather
In
by the way.
California,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
exactly.
Horrible.
But I have like a 4-degree comfort zone. So let's be clear that like if it's not between like 72 and 76, right around there, I'd rather just be inside.
You're suffering.
Inside.
Yeah, forget it.
But I ordered this lucite birdhouse and I thought it was super cool. You put bird feed in it, and you sit inside the window and you can watch them. You guys, if you think about it, just for a second, which clearly I didn't before I was like, by now, it's lucite.
Right.
So they
So?
can't really see the birdhouse, and they're flying directly to a big glass window to get the food. Like, you're going to sit inside that
And watch
window
birds
and
kill
watch birds.
It's suicide
Suicidal
watch.
birds.
And it's loud too.
Suicide watch. It's loud and it's jarring.
Bam,
and that's
bam. That's a good day.
I'm like, this is what I've planned for my next 20 years.
And that got you to the podcast.
And then I had breakfast with you and you're like, I'm in. I'm totally in.
I was so excited for this birdhouse, and before I had bird feed, it was sitting in my kitchen. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna suction it to my window. And my husband looked at it and he was like, that just seems kind of mean. I was like, why? Oh,
Oh my God.
oh, it's terrible. Let's attract them to
Let's
this big
attract-
glass window. Not good.
No,
not good.
no.
Anyway,
That's not a second chapter for you.
no, that's
No,
not. That's just,
not.
yeah.
But that goes to, what is fulfillment in the second chapter? If you're lucky
Well,
enough
and how do
to
you
figure
start
it out.
something else?
How?
Yeah. Like,
It's so
how do you even
defeating.
decide?
It's so defeating
Yeah.
too. And why do I have to start something else? I've done it all. I actually feel like I have, like I said, more wisdom, more confidence. I don't have more confidence. That's bullshit. But I have definitely more wisdom.
But you can fake it.
Yes.
I can totally fake it. I can fake it better than I
Fake it
did when
well.
I was 30. I do.
Yeah,
Don't
you
I?
do.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah.
I'm a good faker. But I have nowhere to put it every day. But do I really want to put it somewhere? Do I really want to get up and work really hard?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I know you.
I do, but then I don't. I'm like, I'm not a morning person.
And you love being a mom, and you're still.
I
But you
love
know, both
being
your
a
kids
mom.
are home still.
Yeah.
And, so it's like, yes, they are old enough to have more independence,
Yeah.
but I don't want to discount that because you're
That's true.
freaking good at that, and
Thank
you're
you.
very
Thank you.
involved. And I think that's
So are you. So were you. By the way. Yeah.
Absolutely, we are. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say that that's our generation, but more than my mom's generation.
100%.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, my mom was involved, but she was like making margaritas.
Yeah,
Mama.
yeah.
Might help with that history
Oh,
homework.
yeah, there you go. I
Yeah.
didn't have anyone do any homework with me. No
Yeah.
one even cared where
No,
I
me either.
was. They're like, great, are you home for dinner? I'm like, you should care. I could be dead on the side of the road or in a van on my way to some
Right?
terrible, terrible outcome. No one cared. And so with that, but then there's this, like your kids are off
My
to
kids
college.
are in
But
college.
then do you feel this sense of like, I have a feeling when both my kids go, what am I
Yeah.
going to do with
Yeah.
my day?
Well, I
What
have
the
one in
fuck?
college now and one
What
not.
do you-
So we're all sort of in
Yeah.
different transitional periods.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. I think I feel sorry for my younger one because
Right.
the older one
Really?
left, and I was like, oh, it's all about
Smother,
you now.
smother.
It's all about you now.
Smother Paxton.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's and I looked at you and go, wow, okay. Empty nest, that's what it is. And
Yeah.
and you're handling it really, really well. And it's super impressive. And I just don't know what that's gonna be. But there's, women specifically at this stage, these different stages, maybe like looking forward to it a little bit, you'll have
Right.
more time to yourself or not, or being fearful of it. I think all of that can give you a little anxiety because
Completely.
100%.
because we have been involved moms.
Yeah.
And
then what's my purpose now? And
Well-
why is the world telling me I don't have one?
And
How-
the reality is, even though like being a mom, your managerial skills are
Right.
so much
Off the
stronger
charts.
So
than anyone you will meet
Yeah.
at these companies.
And you're emotional. Like I
Bec-
remember thinking I had a hard day, but his day's harder, and I have to let go of myself and really
Yes.
focus on my kid.
Well, and you can manage different personalities
Yes,
and,
for sure.
incentivize and help,
Incentivize,
elevate people.
totally.
Incentivize is a big word. This is something you want to do.
Yeah.
You mean bribing, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
bribing.
All right.
And
It's a
threatening,
really good word
and
for
yelling, and threatening, and whatever.
But
all
all
of
of those are incredible skills
Right.
that unfortunately most companies don't recognize as skills because they're mom stuff.
Right,
Like
right.
what women expect of themselves and what companies
It's
expect
so
of women so
unbelievable.
different
Yeah,
than
yeah.
what are expected of
Yeah.
men. It's just different ball fields.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's night and day. Actually,
yeah.
I mean, they're not even remotely comparable.
But we're lucky, right? We're moms. I mean, I have,
Yeah.
Mhm.
two incredible daughters who make me insane, but also bring me great joy.
I want to murder them,
Great
but I love
joy.
them. Yes.
There are women that don't have families,
Yeah, completely.
and a
They
little
have
bit- I
freedom.
a little bit.
A little bit of envy.
A little bit of envy. You can
little
go
bit of
anywhere you
envy.
want,
I'm
whatever
okay
you want.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be all right.
I'm okay. But they come to this place and people are being let go. Or
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are saying, you know what? I fucking hate this job and I want to do something else. I don't want to
Yes.
end my life having just done this. Like
Yeah.
I get to have a do-over.
Right.
I
A
get to
do-over.
have, and so like that's part of our conversation too. Like
Right.
what happens when you decide, fuck it, I'm getting a do-over,
I'm-
or someone
yeah.
decides for
There's
you.
a lot
Or
of
like
value
Fox
in,
decided for
Yeah.
you.
yeah, and there's a lot of value in reinventing yourself, even if it's just
100%.
even if it's not reinventing, even if it's just recalibrating and going, look, I need to
Well,
tweak
look,
this a little
I
bit.
did like 5 different pivots
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought I would end up studying political science the way I did and
Yep.
loving it,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then writing a book and
Yeah.
really dedicating myself to that. And now what?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
but I think we all as women, and this is something that I have to remind myself, we need to be kinder to ourselves. It is okay to be a shit show.
Sure.
You're
Yeah.
it's okay. Like, I mean, I think you and I talked about this. I don't wash my hair for a week sometimes. Like, it's washed. I'm here. I'm clean. I'm ready
Looks
to
great.
go.
It
but-
only looks better when
Yeah,
she doesn't wash
totally.
it. So fuck
no,
off.
It
This
looks
is
great.
actually washed.
Yeah,
It must
we-
look like shit.
See,
but-
now everybody hates you. It's not
Yeah,
just us.
it's not
okay.
just us.
Everyone
Yep.
hates
Yep.
me.
Yep.
Oh,
Way to go. Way
That's
to go,
the new
Jill.
sitcom for Fox. Everyone hates you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Good
That's
times.
right.
But I think there's a universal, like, does everyone have it all together? No.
No one.
Nobody. I
No
mean,
one.
when I pull up to school, and I've shared this story before with you,
I
Liv,
love that.
I pull up to school and my younger son gets out of the car, and I see women walking in with their kids, and they're all dressed and their hair's done and they're put together and their kids are like clean
what
and perfect. Like 7:45 in the morning.
No.
No,
Nope.
not me. But then the worst part is, so I'm like no bra, probably torn pajama bottoms that really like I've owned for 20 years.
You got your kid
I
there.
just look bad. Like if I ran into someone, they'd probably wonder if I needed an intervention. Something's happening with Jill's life.
Yep.
But so the door swings open and the whole school is there, right? They're getting ready for assembly. Hudson gets out. He leaves the door open while he opens the back door to
Oh,
get his
no.
backpack.
Oh,
and
no.
I
Fucker.
literally yell, which is also attractive to everyone
It
watching.
is. It is.
Close the door!
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're probably thinking, oh my God, poor Hudson, that poor child.
You need to add to that. I'm hungover.
I went on a bender. I'm hungover.
Yeah. Close the door. I'm hungover. That's why it's like the way it is.
I
in this
look like
car.
this
Yeah.
not all the time.
Yeah.
It's only because I'm
I
hungover.
tell people I'm like I'm either this like because I like to get up and put myself together. I just do. It's probably a habit, but it makes me feel better about
You're
myself.
from Kansas.
Yeah,
I'm from
yeah.
Kansas,
I don't
yes.
do that.
I put my
I don't
face
do
on.
I put
Yeah,
my face
it's
on.
either this or homeless.
Yeah.
I get to choose.
I look homeless
It's
most
this-
of the time. I
You
do.
do
Yeah.
not.
I do.
You
You don't
really
see
don't.
me.
You
I don't
really
let
don't.
people see me like that. Just in the car taking Hudson to school. And God forbid if a teacher's like, "Oh, Jill, I need to." No,
No.
I can't get out of my car.
No,
Make
I'm
an
in
No
appointment.
one can see me like this.
Absolutely slippers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If slippers,
And
I
big fuzzy slippers
Oh,
too,
yeah.
not slippers that like I
Yeah.
could even
Yeah.
go into the corner
Oh, yeah.
market in.
Yeah.
oh, what I wore Dylan's,
I have
who is
though.
a size like 11 Yeezy slides,
Oh my God.
and they're this big in the back of my foot. I
Oh
can't get
my
out of the car.
God.
I
Oh
look
my God.
absurd. But so when you see those people out there that seem like they have it all going on, all those women that they're so together. They're probably a lot younger, or they don't. They just are faking it.
Well, and even if they're younger, they're faking
they're
it.
faking
Because
it.
we were all there.
All
right?
there.
You-
I was.
I was, we were
I
there
was
at
young and
30,
together.
like going,
Yeah.
how the fuck does anyone know what they're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I used to drive down the street feeling like such a shit show,
Yeah.
as you say, just feeling like I thought I would have it together more by now. And this, I don't even remember how old I was because up until just a few years, I would still do this. I would drive down the street and I would see someone at a stoplight or something driving in a nice car, some, beautiful car, and with their dry cleaning hanging up in the
you
back
don't-
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What life do you live?
and
Yeah.
no,
Huh?
and I honestly thought, oh God, they have everything together. They have their shit together. They take stuff to the dry cleaners and remember to pick it up.
And remember to pick it up.
They don't
I
need
get the text. It's ready.
Oh,
It's
well,
been
now
here.
I do, but
Yeah.
but back then I
No.
was just
Oh,
like,
that's funny.
I would see this beautiful car in the dry cleaning, and probably, a woman with like, her hair is done, or she's like this on the steering wheel, and she's got like a beautiful watch on or something, and it wasn't just like the value of what I saw, but she just looked like she had her shit together, and I was like,
Right.
oh, that'll never be me. And now that comparison culture is rampant in our world. So like I was doing it already. Think about it now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
now,
like,
comparison culture. Is
are you
so
kidding?
bad.
Now
Oh,
I
yeah.
put on snail mucus because it's on TikTok.
Where did you
And,
find this stuff?
Because I
Snail
have
mucus.
teenage
I have it
daughters,
too.
and
Holy shit.
Oh
they're
yeah,
like,
my
"Oh,
girlfriend gave it
this
to me
is
for my
it.
birthday.
This
And I
is
was like,
great."
what?
Does it work?
Yeah.
Does it do that?
Well,
Apparently
obviously.
not.
Apparently not. Well, you know what?
Obviously.
Okay, so a friend of mine that I walk with introduced me to beef tallow.
What?
Beef tallow, you put it on your face. Google that shit. It is banana. She looks great though.
You know what?
It
My
actually
dogs
works.
would love
She
to.
looks really
great,
good,
though.
yeah.
It's not the beef
You can cook in
tallow.
it and put it in your face.
Yeah.
No, it's probably
No, she
Yeah.
walked out of her Botox appointment
That- and
and
she
put
goes,
beef tallow on
Yeah.
her face. Not
But-
that there's any
No.
judgment about
Yeah,
that. I
no.
had Botox
No.
for this
I
fucking
would do
podcast.
it.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's talk about people who did make the pivot. Like,
Oh, amazing women.
yeah.
Amazing
Like there
women.
are amazing women who have made a complete change, like
Bonnie.
Bonnie Garmis,
Yep.
right? Like a ridiculous in her 60s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spent
Brilliant.
her whole career,
Yep.
being a copywriter, being stabbed in the back if anyone's being a copywriter, like being a woman in that
Yeah,
room.
Forget it.
You
You know,
Yeah.
you need
Yeah.
a hazard. But decided, fuck you one day,
Yep.
which is my anthem. Fuck you.
That's right.
I'm out of here.
Fuck
Yep.
you, watch me.
Yep. And lived happily ever after.
Fuck you, close the door of my car.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Yeah.
So she was at home licking her wounds,
Uh-huh,
probably like putting beef tallow
What
on
did
her
she get
face.
even?
Right?
And
And?
her daughter said, could you please just fucking write your book already? Like you've spent your whole life talking about this. Just fucking do it. And she
Yeah.
says, so I hate wrote, which was much better.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
we have lessons in chemistry by a woman who
Oh,
got her
amazing.
first book in her 60s.
60s. She did it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I-
There's never a straight. There's no straight line.
No.
To anything
And there's no
wonderful.
starting line and
No.
finish line.
You put it
Exactly right.
perfectly
Yeah,
when
you
you had
did.
said, "Who decided because you were fired? I'm now for some
Let
reason
go.
useless, even though I have
Yeah,
many skills.
get it right,
You-
Jill.
Let go.
Good news.
Good news. And you were sort of wondering what's next. What do I want to do? But where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought.
Starting line.
Starting
finish
line. You had said something so interesting. Well, why do they get to decide where the starting line begins and ends?
Yeah.
Right.
There is none of that. And for all of the women that are in their 50s or beyond and going, okay, what now? Yeah, there's a new starting line for
There
all of
is.
us. If we're lucky
35,
enough,
40 and
yeah,
beyond.
35, 40
Second
and beyond.
chapter,
Yeah,
man.
no,
Like, and I
35,
think there's
40
going to
and
be a
beyond.
third and fourth chapter
I do
for a lot
too.
of people.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's better
It's
than
better.
okay.
Yeah.
Because
It feels good.
we're supposed to evolve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As humans,
And,
you know?
and how much more exciting is that? Instead of trying to convince yourself, like, honestly, again, sorry, I would come home
No
for
apologies.
years,
Uh-huh.
as many of my compatriots at the unnamed network
Right.
do, and say, it's okay. I get a paycheck. It's all right.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of people who
lot.
have that same mantra of, it's okay. You know
Yeah.
what? I get a paycheck. And you know what? Fuck it. It's not. You deserve more than a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right.
And I get that
Absolutely.
some
If it's
people
only
you just
about
have
If it's
to.
only about that. Yeah.
But you know what? I think women are amazing.
yeah.
I think women rise to every challenge. We juggle like our kids and our husbands or our multiple boyfriends or whatever it is that
Multiple.
we're
Side
juggling.
Oh, yeah.
hustles.
Side hustles, side
Yeah.
pieces,
Yeah.
side whatever.
And we
Yeah.
do it beautifully.
Yeah.
And
We
we
do.
all support
Without
each
a thank
other.
you.
Yeah.
Without a thank you and without a
Unrecognized, underappreciated.
underrecognized
That's
for
in
sure.
everyone's
yeah.
job
Oh, yeah.
description.
And like you had mentioned earlier, when men do something, it's like, wow, he's amazing. He's a hero. When women do something, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, in a way, that's a compliment to us because they're so used to women juggling
Yeah.
10 million plates in the air
Being-
while making sure
yeah,
everyone
that
is also
capable.
okay.
Yeah.
That capable. And, but there's something to be said for, hey, now let's think about us.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
think about us.
Well, and once you have
and forgive
time
ourselves
to,
for a lot.
and not even, I mean, kids or not, once you have a moment, once you allow yourself to pause,
Yep.
Right.
regardless of what you're pausing from, when you take time for yourself and think it through and go, okay, what really makes me happy?
Yeah.
That's a big question, and that's a hard one to answer.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers.
I
mean,
know.
we're certainly
certainly
I don't claim to be an expert on that in any way, but I like to live in the question.
Yeah.
And I don't normally like to live in questions. That's uncomfortable.
That is.
But there's something where, it creates this space
Yeah.
for options and opportunities and regardless, I mean, you might be creating those opportunities for yourself. Like
Right.
Right.
I like to think we're doing, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But when you allow yourself to explore those options, even if it's just in your brain, even if you're writing, you're hate writing,
Right,
you
you're
know,
hate
morning
writing.
pages, whatever it may be,
But
there's something really beautiful
Right.
in just going,
beginning the
okay,
conversation is
Yes.
empowering,
yes,
right? Like
Yes.
not shying away from it and being afraid of, oh, fuck, I don't want to talk about that because it's
Right.
scary.
Right.
And just
Mhm.
entering the fray and going, okay,
yeah,
you know what? This is going to be okay.
This is going to be
This is
okay.
going to be okay.
And I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
better
alone.
than okay.
And I'm better than okay. And
Yeah.
I'm not alone. It's okay, like I said, to be a shit show, to be confused, to be lost, to feel
Yeah.
purposeless when you know you have so much to offer the world, but
Yeah.
you just, what am I going to do now? And finding whatever tribe you can find.
Well, I was going to say, I think one of the most valuable things in doing exactly what you're talking about is girlfriends.
Completely.
Yes. Thank God for
Completely.
girlfriends.
Thank God for girlfriends.
Thank God
I
for
mean,
girlfriends.
Emotional
that I'm-
support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, funny, feeling better, but also the networking aspect too. It's not if you want an
Yes.
answer, ask your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ask your girlfriend.
Right? If you want to say, what do you think I do best? Ask your girlfriend.
Ask your
Yeah.
girlfriend.
If you want to say, like, what do you when do I seem happiest to you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what is the
ask your
thing that
girlfriend.
you look at and go, oh my God, Corey's amazing at this.
Yeah.
Ask your girlfriend.
Right.
And not to
Right.
minimize relationships
Totally.
and partners. I mean, we are so lucky that we're all happily married.
Yes.
But some, and some people aren't.
Yeah.
And your partner can be a great source of support. And we are not sitting here going, oh, thank God for girlfriends because they suck.
Yes.
No,
No,
we
absolutely
love
not.
them in all of our lives.
No.
But
not
there's
at all.
something about, a fellow female who's going through it, especially when you get to this age.
Yeah.
Our hormones are changing.
God.
Everything's
Yeah.
changing.
Different show, Corie.
Absolutely.
Different show.
Absolutely. But it's
The
part of
hormones are a whole other
The
thing.
hormones could be like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
totally. But it's
Honestly,
part of that
yeah.
question.
Yep.
Right.
Because, when I'm sitting and thinking, what is it that I want to do? Give me 10 seconds. And I'm like, what was I thinking? What was
Right.
I,
It's
what was
so
I just
true.
thinking about?
So true.
Yeah.
So, and I just think there's so much value in talking about it. Talking
Yeah.
about it with
And
your girlfriends.
talking about it and trying
Yeah.
to figure all the shit out together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that makes it actually enjoyable
Yeah, it's
and
more
fun.
fun.
And funny and,
And-
ridiculous because we're all ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
I mean,
ideally with a martini.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Oh.
I want one of those. Let's go do that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're all so grateful, right? No, that's bad.
no, that's
Um,
not. That sounds like you're in church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for having fun with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you
rolling
for
with us.
joining.
hanging with
Thank
us.
you for hanging with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging with us.
We love you. We love both of you.
We love our.
That's awesome.
We love.
When you got a passion, been on for so long. and
New
everything
episodes of
around
Do
you
Over
starts to
Divas
go
dropping every week, wherever you get your podcasts.
wrong. Get your mind up, boy, get strong.